Which intermittent fasting mistakes are most common? Intermittent fasting is a practice that is centuries old, and until today, millions of people around the world practice it. However, many people make mistakes when adopting an intermittent fasting protocol and then wonder why they see slow or no results. Fasting for too long too soon. There are several different types of intermittent fasting. The most common one requires a fasting period of 16 hours and an eating window of 8 hours. This is the bare minimum for intermittent fasting to be effective. It's also the best protocol for those who are beginners. Other methods recommend 23 hours of fasting or even 24-hour fast twice a week. Some recommend 4-hour eating window. Others state that you should just eat one big meal a day, and so on. While all of these protocols are highly effective, they're extremely difficult to adopt at the start. You'll need to train your fasting muscle before you take on the more severe protocols. One of the most common mistakes that people make is adopting the difficult fasting methods because they believe that they'll get faster results. In the end, they struggle to comply with a long fast and finally quit because it becomes too much to bear. Best to go slow when it comes to intermittent fasting. Cheating. This is another mistake. People assume that one small cookie won't hurt, or a sip of soda, or something else that seems small or insignificant. The truth of the matter is that any food and drink, however small or insignificant it may seem, will have an impact on your blood sugar levels. This will throw you off the fast and negate your efforts. When you're fasting, you absolutely must not eat or drink any calories. Only water and an empty stomach. Do not give in to the temptations or food cravings. This is a mental game more than a physical one, so be prepared. Taking days off. Intermittent fasting, depending on the protocol, should be done daily or twice a week or on the days specified. When you're starting off, it's crucial to stay consistent so that your body adapts. If you do it haphazardly and fast on one day and skip 4 days and pick it up the following week and so on, your body will never get used to the intermittent fasting plan. Your results will either never materialize or be so measly that they won't be worth your efforts. The key to success with intermittent fasting is consistency. Exceeding the calorie requirements. If you're on the intermittent fasting protocol and hope to lose weight, you'll still need to be at a 500 calorie a day deficit. While you do not need to obsess over the numbers, the general idea is to eat mindfully and stop when you're full. Do not overeat to the point of discomfort where you feel stuffed like a piñata. Intermittent fasting is also not a license to eat whatever you want. The goal is to slowly eliminate processed foods and clean up your diet. That's the best way to lose the excess pounds and keep them off while becoming healthier in the process. Not drinking enough water. You need to drink 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. Water helps to clear the waste in your body, boost metabolism, and aid in fat loss. Stay hydrated. Lack of activity. Exercise is important too. Do not neglect exercise just because the fasting is giving you results. Daily physical activity will give you more energy, boost your metabolism, and help to burn calories. It will accelerate your weight loss. These are some of the most common mistakes which people make when intermittent fasting. Avoid them and you'll get the best out of your intermittent fasting efforts. Will I lose muscle on an intermittent fasting protocol? This is a very common question, and it stems from the worry that intermittent fasting will catabolize the muscle tissue and cause muscle loss. Nothing could be further from the truth. What's your goal? The key to succeeding with the intermittent fasting protocol is to know your goal. Most people who adopt intermittent fasting do it to lose weight. Generally, it's very difficult to lose weight and gain muscle at the same time. It's best to focus on one goal at a time. If you're trying to lose weight, it's inevitable that some of it will be muscle tissue. This is par for the course, and intermittent fasting does not cause more muscle loss than any other diet. In fact, it actually helps to retain muscle because intermittent fasting increases natural growth hormone in the body. So, if you're exercising, you'll retain muscle and most of your weight loss will be fat. Understanding caloric intake. To gain muscle, one of the basics of nutrition should be that you're at a caloric surplus. You should be anywhere from 500 to 1,200 calories above your maintenance level. If you can meet your calorie count during the eating window of your intermittent fast, technically your body will be getting all the calories it needs to grow muscle. Bodybuilding gurus will tell you that the body needs to be fed protein at regular intervals. So, even if you're on the 16-8 protocol, you can split the eating window into 4 or 5 protein feeds and get all the protein your body needs. The benefit of the IF protocol is that even if you're on a dirty bulk where you eat excess calories to gain mass, the sheer act of fasting will mean that you don't gain too much fat that is difficult to shed later on when you're cutting. The best IF protocol. While there are many different types of intermittent fasting, such as the warrior diet and so on, you're best sticking to the 16-8 protocol. It's not as harsh as other methods. Furthermore, you will have more time to get all your calories in. It's extremely difficult to consume 4,000 to 5,000 calories within a 1-hour eating window, so a longer eating window helps. The importance of resistance training. It's imperative to engage in resistance training if you wish to retain muscle during any weight loss program. Too many people engage in cardio and neglect the weight training part of it. As a result, they lose weight, but end up looking emaciated and their bodies lack tone. Engage in resistance training 2 or 3 times a week to tone and build muscle. This applies to an intermittent fasting plan too. To conclude, it's best to use intermittent fasting to shed all your excess fat first. Once you're lean, you can stop the intermittent fasting and get on a conventional eating plan of 6 meals a day to bulk and build muscle. Once you've hit your goal weight, you can get back on intermittent fasting. Keep working out and let your body shed the fat while you retain the muscle. Approaching this process one goal at a time will make it much easier. That's the best and most effective way to go about it. Will intermittent fasting give me 6-pack abs? This is a very common question, and the answer is, it depends. To get a set of 6-pack abs will require a man to be at around 9 to 10% body fat, and a woman will need to be a body fat percentage that ranges from 15 to 19%. These are very low fat percentages and the result of one very important factor, the diet. Your diet will decide how low your body fat percentage is. Once your diet is clean and you're only eating wholesome and nutritious foods, your body will be less likely to retain stubborn body fat. By this stage, you'd have eliminated almost all processed foods from your nutrition plan. Even starchy carbs will be kept to a bare minimum. Most athletes who have a low body fat percentage only have 1 cheat day a week. Some only have 1 cheat meal. This is what gets them the 6-pack. The rest of it will come down to your training. The truth of the matter is that even if you were to walk and do about 6 minutes of ab training daily, in a matter of time you'll see your 6-pack abs. Being at a caloric deficit and eating clean will get the job done. The exercise is just to accelerate your metabolism, burn a few extra calories, and tone your midsection so that your abs look more defined. That's all there is to it. But how will intermittent fasting help me? Intermittent fasting will help you get the abs quicker because your blood sugar levels will be stable for most of the day. People who have 4 to 6 hour eating window will benefit even more than those on an 8-hour eating window. When your blood sugar levels are stable and there isn't much glucose in your blood, your body will be primed for fat burning. This is known as ketosis. The body is using ketones for fuel. So not only is your diet clean, but your body is in fat burning mode for most of the day. This will accelerate your fat loss and get you to your six-pack goal much faster. Another benefit of intermittent fasting is that it allows more leniency with the diet. If you're eating 6 meals a day and not on intermittent fasting, you'll have to watch your macros very closely. You'll need to time your carb intake and only stick to the good carbs. Bread, white rice, pasta, etc. will have to be avoided. You don't want to elevate your blood sugar levels. With intermittent fasting, even if you indulge in these foods, you can still get away with it because the eating window is relatively short. Even if the food spiked your glycogen levels, once you're on the fasting window, your body will use up the glycogen and go back to fat burning. This is different from eating 6 meals a day and having insulin in your blood all the time, which prevents fat burning. To conclude, intermittent fasting is a very potent tool that when combined with a clean diet, caloric deficit, and exercise can help you shed the stubborn pounds faster than you ever thought possible. Give it a try and you'll be blown away by the results in a month or two. Will I gain weight after I stop intermittent fasting? It's an unfortunate truth that most people who try to lose weight fail. What's even more difficult to swallow is that out of those who are successful, most will regain the weight they've lost and become even fatter than they already were. There are a few reasons why this happens. Even if you're wondering whether you'll lose weight once you stop intermittent fasting, the answer is it depends. There are far too many variables here to make an educated guess. However, the more important question you should be asking yourself is this: why would you stop intermittent fasting? Unlike fad diets such as the lemonade diet or Atkins diet, intermittent fasting is not a diet plan. It's a way of eating that you can adopt for as long as you want. It's a lifestyle choice. Once you get used to intermittent fasting, staying on it will no longer be difficult. You'll not have hunger cravings or experience any withdrawal effects. By the time you achieve your weight loss goal with intermittent fasting plan, you'll be an expert at it. To maintain your weight, all you need to do is consume your daily maintenance calories. If you're not at a caloric deficit, you'll not lose any more weight. If you see yourself still losing weight, just consume more calories during your eating window. It's as simple as that. You may play around with your meals and calorie counts, but do not stop intermittent fasting. The protocol keeps your blood sugar levels stable, regulates insulin sensitivity, promotes autophagy, and has a plethora of health benefits. By keeping your insulin hormone under control, intermittent fasting will single-handedly prevent your lost pounds from creeping back in. If you were to go back to your old eating habits, your blood sugar levels would not be under control. You'll develop insulin insensitivity, and the excess insulin will end up being stored as fat. Intermittent fasting also helps your body become fat adapted. That means that your body will burn fat for fuel since your glycogen levels are low when you're in a fasted state. It will be much more difficult to regain your lost weight when your body keeps burning fat for its energy requirements. When you're not on IF, your body will start burning glucose for fuel because of the carbs in your diet. Unless you're on a keto diet, the chances of you gaining weight are very high. Slowly, you'll go back to your old eating habits. Next thing you know, you're back at square one and it's time to lose weight all over again. That very thought can strike fear into most people's hearts because they know what an uphill struggle weight loss can be. So if you don't wish to start over, do not quit on your intermittent fasting protocol. Intermittent fasting is a perfectly safe way to eat and live. It's flexible, and even if you're on vacation, you can still stick with it because it's more about meal timings than food choices. It can also make up for poor food choices every now and then because it's so potent. To sum it up, adopt intermittent fasting as a lifestyle choice and not a tool for weight loss that you'll discard once you achieve your weight loss goal. It's too beneficial to give up.